And welcome back to the First Union Center. The last time the 76ers were in the playoffs, they played at the Spectrum. This will be the largest crowd of well over 18,000. And a significant hurdle for the Orlando Magic, starting Darrell Armstrong and Penny Hardaway at guard. Nick Anderson, who was a shooting guard, has been the small forward up front, along with Horace Grant and Ike Austin. For the Philadelphia 76ers, Eric Snow and Allen Iverson at guard. Theo Ratliff, Matt Geiger, George Lynch up front. And now here's Craig Sager. He's here. They lost by 1 point in Orlando, so they're a confident team playing here at home. Iverson shooting over Armstrong, and the crowd erupts. Iverson with 30 in game 1, held to 13. Geiger and the 76ers. George Lynch, who got into early foul trouble, trying to back down Nick Anderson, and he does it successfully. And a good start for Lynch, who was at in as well. There's Horace Grant beating Ike Austin, and Austin hitting from the perimeter. Austin coming alive somewhat.
On only one shot. Now these are two of the better offensive rebounding teams in this league.
Geiger with a turnaround. And 4 of the...
You don't want to get thrown out of the game. Number 3, you do not want to be suspended for another game.
Eric Snow with the layup, and the Magic thought he was going to pass.
A lot of stamina.
Eric Snow, the point guard, formerly with Seattle, where he didn't have a chance to show what he could do, and feeding Iverson coming off the screen, so Allen Iverson off to a much better 2. Nick Anderson firing over Ratliff, and Anderson hitting. Nick Anderson, who was 5 remaining in the first quarter. Lynch finding Snow, and Snow hitting the shot. Eric Snow has faked the pass
because he was left open. That's going to happen a ton tonight.
Here is Horace Grant, who gets inside, and he beats Geiger and Ike Austin. 4-point Philadelphia lead. Iverson fires it up and hits. Allen Iverson with a 3-point basket, and the largest playoff crowd ever to see the Philadelphia 76ers play.
Yes.
Larry Hughes from Allen Iverson. Hughes coming in the game. Matt Harpring alertly goes back behind, and Horace Grant nails it from outside, and the Sixers are up by 7.
Now right now, Allen Iverson
hitting 1 3 tonight, has 7 points in the game. And there is Bo Outlaw from Penny Hardaway, so that is the second time the match.
Today, the only guard that we had in the top 10 in shooting percentage is John Stockton.
Here's Anderson, and Anderson releases, and Larry Hughes did not get back in time. Rebound by George Lynch, and here is Hughes speeding Hill, and this is the quickness of these young Philadelphia 76ers. He does not play like a rookie, does Larry Hughes.
Running down the floor defensively.
He steals the ball, and he's got Hughes with him, and Iverson will take it himself. He had Hughes, but took it himself, and Allen Iverson now in double figures with 10. An alert defensive play as well. And after 1 quarter of play, the Philadelphia 76ers lead the Orlando Magic in Game 3, 23-15.
All run, all 5 guys.
Aaron McKee in the game at the guard position. George Lynch from the corner. Lynch with his second basket.
You know, he only shoots 40%. You just got to live with it.
Armstrong hits the 3. So Darrell Armstrong now with 5 points.
From the Philly attack in game 2. The lack of production of Lynch, Geiger having a tough night shooting, and then also Hill coming off the bench and not being able to score.
Will Smith will not get out of his seat to play in the game. He will not get off the bench tonight, but he will enjoy this game as only he can, as one of these celebrities. They don't. Now Darrell Armstrong beating Snow off the dribble with a nifty move. 7 now for Darrell Armstrong, who is named the NBA's. Strong gets it away. There's Outlaw, and there is a 3-on-1, and Harpring, the trailer, lays it in. Matt Harpring with his first points of the Lakers going to Houston, leading 2-0. Tyrone Hill, and goaltending is called against Ike. Tyrone Hill leaves the game. Anderson with a good fake on McKee, and they leave Ike Austin open from the corner. Austin, who has given...
How did they do that? Because Orlando continues to hold him to 1 shot.
Outlaw with a block, and here is Anderson to get the easy basket. So when you want to say, how do you get easy baskets? Number 1, before it was a 2-on-1, and he passed up a pass to Larry Hughes to take the shot himself. Iverson this time hits. Iverson has taken 12 shots.
And now Chuck Daly wants to play. Hey, just play him even now for the last 4 minutes. Everything will be okay.
George Lynch on the offensive rebound converts.
First basket. first.
The lead is 7 for Philadelphia. The Magic have never been in front in this game. And there is a great spin move by Hill, and it's tipped in by Iverson.
He said, look, dribbler, come from the weak side. It's just beautiful basketball and then get out in the open floor. But you wish they'd shoot a higher percent.
Lynch with the reverse layup, but guess who's coming the game?
Look up, look up.
Here is Iverson, and he gets in the score. 16 points for Allen Iverson, and Dominique Wilkins got to realize, boy, this is a quick young team who's going up against. Looking at Horace Grant, he's not going to shoot over him. Larry Hughes over Dominique Wilkins.
What a play!
Larry Hughes with the most spectacular basket. Obviously relishes defensive play.
Well, you just have to love this guy. Now watch the block, and yet he still has enough strength to get it back, readjust to make the release, and at the new to the team. Larry Hughes had only played 1 year of college basketball, and Snow was sitting on the bench in Seattle.
Now, where was Dominique Wilkins at the time? As he
gave him a little shot in the arm.
Playing for the final shot of the first half. Snow hit, misses, and Iverson on the follow. It was an air ball, and out. 46-31. Who takes center stage? No one else but Allen Iverson. A whirling dervish and a bundle of energy, but a lightning-quick bundle of energy. Going up high, 6 feet, 165 pounds, 6 steals in this game, making some improbable plays. And
the rest of this team is only 11 for 33. They're shooting 33%.
George Lynch, nice. Theo Ratliff with the basket at halftime. Iverson with 18 is the leading scorer. Now in a steal by Iverson. Hardaway lost it, and Iverson lays it in. Great steal once again early in the third. This could get really ugly.
Well, I'm going to give you an incredible stat. Hardaway has 5 turnovers, and Armstrong has 7. The 2 point guards that handle the ball of 12 turnovers.
And I missed action. I don't mind getting hit. I'll get up. Nick Anderson with a jumper. So Anderson now with 5 points here in the third quarter.
Hardaway and Anderson, they're your third and fourth top rebounders.
Here's Nick Anderson hitting another 3, so that is his second here in the third. And Iverson with another steal. He's got 8 steals in this game. Iverson going around Hardaway, and Larry Hughes cleans up for Philly. What a spectacular show by the 76ers, who again raise their lead to
ball handler to stop. You stop this.
And Nick Anderson is wondering what he has to do to get the ball in, knowing that Iverson is lurking, and Ann Iverson, Allen's mother, is wiggling and waggling and having a great time in the first row. 9 steals, an NBA record in a playoff game for Allen Iverson. He wanted to hear it from the crowd. He's been hearing it from his mom. And Allen Iverson can just follow him wherever he goes, including in the timeouts. Here's Hardaway firing away and finally gets his first field goal, and it comes with just
9 or 10, so maybe we can make a strong run in this fourth quarter.
Eric Snow with a runner in the lane. Snow, who is encouraged, blocked by Hill. Tyrone Hill with the block, and Snow coming right back. Finds Hughes on the baseline, and he stuffed it through. He's a rookie, folks, and this is a young team.
See, they don't give up, utilizing them at the offensive end of the floor and making things happen.
Here's Snow with a lay-in. 10 points for Snow. It is 62-41. He was the 8th pick out of St. Louis, and there is the this time from Snow to Hughes. Listen to this place in the NBA.
Now this is just a beautiful read by Snow. This is the 3rd dunk on a lob coming from the right side that Hughes has been able to put down.
Sixers on a 13-2 run.
The rest up.
Here is Hill wide open in the corner. Tyrone Hill making good on the basket, and Larry Brown, who has brought 6 different teams to the NBA, did it in either the first or the second year he was at each stop, and that is impressive. Penny Hardaway hitting a 3, and the Sixers lead. Not the only hero for Philadelphia.
Yeah, Larry Hughes at 6'5", a rookie, 8th pick in the draft. Now he puts down 3 of those. This is just upper body strength, strong move. Now here he comes down. I told you 6'5", long arms. He plays like he's 6'8", 6'9".
You're right about that. The guards have not protected the ball. And McKee beating Hill. You know, this is a kind of a game. All of a sudden, the ball is lost in a crowd, and all of a sudden, a white-shirted Sixers. I mean, you really got to watch it, the ball here.
Pretty
Outlaw
pass.
with a great move. Bo Outlaw. I'll tell you, Outlaw, who brought the Magic back in Game 2, and he may have to do more of the same Saturday in Game 4.
Now this is a pretty pass, a pinpoint pass by Penny Hardaway as Bo Outlaw changed direction and came along the baseline. Right on the money.
Radliff committing the foul, and he goes out of the game. The Orlando Magic, who turned 40 years old on May the 10th. But he's out there. Allen Iverson hitting a three. Iverson with his second from downtown has 26 points. That's my boy, says Ann. And it is 71-50, so a 21-point lead again. Anderson hitting the shot. Nick Anderson doing what he can to keep the Magic getting him shots finally. I know kind of weapon he is. 1:10 to go. Here is Iverson going past two defenders and hits a rainbow shot. He can go past 5 people on a court. That's a champ. Here is Armstrong and Penny Hardaway for 3. He's got it. Hardaway hitting his second 3. He had no baskets at the half and 10 points now in the game.
And then the coaching staff staying on top of them so that they remain unselfish.
2 more for George Lynch. He has 12 points in the game for Philadelphia. And Hardaway hitting a 3. That is the 3rd.
Away handling the ball, running them off screens and everything. He couldn't get any shots. Now, by just standing on the right wing, he's opened up for all these threes.
But Aaron McKee comes right back. Underway around 9:30 Eastern. So a lot of playoff basketball yet to come on Turner Sports. Allen Iverson hits. So since the three-point barrage there by off the rim and the rebound by Hughes, stealing it is Hardaway, and he scores. So Larry Hughes. Yep.
Somebody's wide open. Somebody's wide open here.
How about George Lynch?
Mainly because the player who fell down is careless.
Hughes has made 2 blunders here, and Harpring goes in, basket counts, and a foul. Tell you, this Orlando team not giving up. There is a Geiger guarded by Doliak, and he hits the shot. Only 4 points for with 23 points and 10 rebounds, but the Sixers are getting it done without a lot of production from their center, and Geiger trying to block Armstrong's shot, and Darryl Armstrong now with
we have in the country, and we're talking about everything. He's not only a good defensive coach, he's a great offensive coach as well.
How about Snow finding Hill underneath for the East? There is a Game 5. It'll be Sunday in Orlando, a rare back-to-back matchup at different sites. Nick Anderson, and Anderson hitting his 4th from 3-point range, has 20 up with Armstrong.
The next foul is the penalty.
And Eric Snow hitting the jumper. 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Darryl Armstrong showing some quickness going right past Iverson. Clock is fired. And here is Hardaway firing for 3, and he's got it. Penny Hardaway along
10. So the one thing you do not want to do is you want to get them to miss. But unfortunately,
but it's going to be another, it's going to be another desperation game for the Magic, who had to win Game 2 at home to draw even and have to win Game 4 on the road to draw even. But a record night. Allen Iverson, 33 points, 10 steals, only 2 turnovers.